This episode is brought to you by Hardscaper.com. The Hardscaper mission is to empower industry professionals with the skills, inspiration, and confidence they need to take their businesses to new heights. Struggling with training programs for your team? Looking for helpful tips to build a better company? Subscribe today to gain access to hours of interactive, on-demand Hardscape construction and business courses for free. Check out Hardscaper.com. You're listening to Hardscape Growth, a podcast for hungry professionals who want to grow their businesses and level up. So, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Hardscape Growth Show. I'm your host, Alex from TechnoBlock, and today is a very special day because we're joined by Rob Kurtz from Solid Rock from west of Philadelphia, a town called Douglasville. We actually have a plant in Douglasville, and you've come up to Montreal to check some stuff out today and tonight, and basically we said, why don't we do a podcast together? So here we are. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alex. It's a real honor to be invited here to the TechnoBlock headquarters. It's really nice to see where everything originates from. Like you said, the TechnoBlock plant is in our hometown, one of the plants. But it's a real pleasure so far. Nice meeting everyone, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to get our Techo pros up here and being able to see what we do and how we do it. I don't know if you guys got to see the new catalog yet, but it just came in today. So it's
I did. I just took a quick peek at it in the break room. So yeah, cool. Very nice.
So we're gearing up for 2025. So I figured why not talk to you a little bit about what 2024 looked like for your business and maybe some of the challenges that you faced. Because I know it wasn't the easiest of seasons, but I think it got better towards the end. At least that's from what I see. Mm-hmm. But how was it for you?
Honestly, we had record sales in 24. It was a real blessing. We started out doing well. Got to a little bit of a lull in August, and surprisingly, our fall has been very busy. A lot of large jobs this past year. Kitchens, along with the patios. We do plantings. So it was a really, really good year, 2024. We're looking forward to 2025. Challenges, we have a really good team, but we need, as we expand and as we get bigger, we need some more people to help us out, some good, technicians and foremen, and also some office help. So my wife's our office manager. She does a great job. My oldest son, Rob, is our general manager. He spends time in the business part and in the field. And our youngest son, Daniel, is one of our top foremen. And today I have with me my son, Jeb, who works very hard when he's not in college, studying to be a teacher.
All right, cool. So let's back up before we dive into that challenge, because I think it's a common challenge across the industry. But you said it was record sales, a lot of big projects. You sounded a little surprised by that. So, was it intentional to have record sales? Was it intentional to get these bigger projects?
No, neither.
If you had to go back through the tape, what led to those things happening?
Things just kind of snowballed for us. We kind of, like everyone else, kind of went into this season dipping our toes in, thinking, it might be a little bit of an off season coming off of all the COVID frenzy. But it just kind of snowballed, and most of our work is through word of mouth. So most of our clients are, wonderful clients to deal with. And this year we are looking to do some more advertising. Just, as we get bigger, we have to buy more trucks, and obviously it's kind of snowballs. We have to get more revenue, obviously, to pay for all the equipment. And, but no, it just kind of snowballed, and mostly from our word of mouth business.
So if you go back 23, 22, 21, have the projects been gradually getting bigger, and that's how that word of mouth led to bigger projects?
They have, yes. And I think the market has, people like yourselves have done a wonderful job of, marketing the hardscape profession from what it was. It's really grown. It's getting out there. People can spend time at their home, not just with a patio. They can put a grill in, they can put a barbecue in, they can put pergola with lighting. some plants, water features. We're getting into water features a little bit more. So it's really a whole backyard makeover, and people were still wanting to stay around the home instead of travel, I've found. So it's nice to be able to offer all those different things. And obviously with those different things comes more sales and more profits.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of clients are asking for all of those things specifically? Or are they more just a general, there's a couple key things that they want in the backyard and then you're proposing those other things?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The one client we had was a great client, actually goes to our church, asked for a fire table. So we put a fire table in for them, mini Creta block, and one of my, gas supplier subs put all the gas work in. So they particularly asked for the fire table. We have a long sales process where we tell everyone what they can do. If they would like, we break our pricing down into a la carte pieces, and a lot of people know, and a lot of people are surprised that we can do as many things as we do.
So what tends to be the thing that starts the discussion?
People normally want just like a normal patio, and I'll say, well, you could do a sitting wall, and you could do, in Southeast Pennsylvania, it gets pretty hot, the heat gets pretty bad. So I'll, offer them a structure,
Some kind of shade structure.
a shade structure. And I tell them you can extend your, once the fall comes and it gets colder, cooler, you can extend it and do a fire feature.
So even though a lot of the business is word of mouth, they're still kind of just coming at you with, like, we're just looking for a patio. You still end up kind of guiding them through and
Right.
saying, well, when are you going to use this thing?
Right.
Is it going to be winter? Is it going to be summer? Do you want to use this all year round? Because we can do that.
Right. Yep. That's what we do. I'll hear my clients' wishes and needs and offer them the different things as an add-on, if they would like.
So let's shift gears to the challenges. The company's growing. I think the first time I met you was basically you and your oldest son.
Mm-hmm.
And one other guy, I think, was with us, or two other guys.
Yeah.
How many people work there now?
We have 10 now, full time. In summer, we'll bring a few more in. But yeah, the challenges are, as we grow, to get more field help. My wife, as I said, is our office manager, and we need someone else probably in sales, estimating. Currently, my oldest son and I do the sales and estimating ourselves, and we both also still spend time in the field. I enjoy it. Basically, all I'm doing anymore is moving the equipment around and just overseeing jobs.
Selling the jobs.
It still makes me feel part of the things. I wake up in the morning and my brain's like, hey, let's build a patio. And my body's like, let's just slow down with that one. You have people to do that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you have a plan for recruiting more people?
We have a basic plan where we're going to hit up some of our local trade schools, and also just advertise. My team is my family, my extended family. So we're obviously very choosy about who we hire. And we do everything we can to keep our team, thriving, and try to get the best equipment. Just treat them, like I said, like family, and because they're our lifeblood. So basically the plan is to try to hit the local trade schools, and also just continue to advertise, looking for experienced help.
So with that trade schools, what is the relationship like? Do you already know, like, some of the teachers or professors there, or the program directors, or?
That's a good question. I do not. There's a gentleman in our area that we tried to get into the one local tech school last year, and there were a number of things that just didn't work out logistically. So a friend of mine that's in the industry is involved with the one tech school. So I'm going to talk to him and see if we can get in front of the audience. Because being in the business, I started when I was 13. I'm in the business over 40 years. It's a great business. It's not easy on your body, but it's a great business. It's a rewarding business. And I feel that if I can get in front of some young people, I can, encourage them and tell them the fun of it and the good things of it and get them excited. Because it's a very rewarding career.
How many trade schools are in your area that you're aware of?
There's 2 that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't rely on just one contact. I'd get over there, see who's responsible for the different trades that are applicable,
Yeah.
and say, like, listen, we're a growing company, we're a local company, we're hiring, and we'd love to be able to contribute however we could. If ever you want us to come in and speak about like
Yeah.
what a day in the life is, or what a career can look like in the trade, I think that's beneficial both sides, right? Like, you
Absolutely.
position yourself as the person who knows what's going on, you're a local authority figure
Yeah.
in the industry, but also the schools are trying to keep their retention up too. They're trying to get people to come in, and they're trying to get people to stay, and they're them trying to place people in jobs,
Yeah.
because if they don't, well, then they don't have much of a program to really promote. It's not very successful. So that's definitely something that, going into the off season, that I would head over there and shake some hands and make some introductions and shoot some emails and make some phone calls and send some text messages. And if they don't
That's the
answer
plan.
right away, be
Keep going.
persistent,
Yeah,
be in
no.
their face, and
Yeah.
eventually it'll crack open. The biggest trend in outdoor living right now is wellness retreats at home. The calming sound of running water is at the heart of creating that spa-like escape. And with Atlantic Owasa, adding this element is easier than ever. Their professional-grade water feature kits and spillways are simple to install, letting you bring that soothing flow to any project. We've used these products on a few of our Hardscaper Showcase projects, and our clients couldn't be happier with the results. Plus, Atlantic Owasa offers training sessions and contractor rewards to help you grow your expertise and your business. Check out Atlantic-oase.com to learn more and take your projects to the next level.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good part of a strategy. You said your kids are involved as well. Your 3 sons.
Yep.
The eldest general manager, the other one's a foreman. Getting the kids involved and going into the future, like, you said you wake up in the morning, you want to go build stuff. You're realizing, well, I have people to do that. What is kind of the vision for the next steps? How do you envision handing? I don't know what the plan is. Is the plan to sell the business?
Yeah,
to
I
the-
plan to sell the business to my children or whoever is interested. Robert definitely is interested. And I plan to, I would like to keep being involved in the business in one way or another. It just gives me self-worth. And like I said, I love the industry as it is. Obviously there's challenges in any line of work. Occasionally we'll have a client that's not the easiest to deal with. They're few and far between, but unfortunately they're the ones that stick in your mind. But overall, I'd like to continue to contribute, with the truck hauling and the equipment hauling and being a part of the sales process. Again, Robert, my oldest son, has 4 years of school. He has a degree from Liberty University in business, and has really, really brought our business, our company up to a whole new level that was never seen before. I started the business, me, myself, and I, probably like a lot of contractors out there, wore every hat in the industry. And sadly, initially the business part is what got neglected because I was out doing the work. And he's come in and really put systems in place and just done a phenomenal job for
Do you think that it would have been the same if it was somebody else? Like if it was someone with a business degree or business background who was just interested in participating or in helping to grow your business, would you have achieved similar results?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so, because he saw the business from when I struggled, and I just think it's a personal thing for him, helping dad out. And like I said, he's done a great job. And along with my youngest son, Daniel, he's barely 21 and he's a rock star foreman already. He can knock out patios, retaining walls, and they started with me early.
Yeah.
3 boys, and I think it's a personal thing, and it's a blessing, a real blessing to have my children involved, and they want mom and dad to thrive in their older years, and that's what he's kind of taken it to do. So
Growing your hardscaping business in a competitive market is tough, but it's a lot easier when you have the right tools. That includes tools for managing your business, customer relationships, estimates, quotes, payments, and even personnel training. Thankfully, LMN is just that. With LMN's all-in-one platform, you'll streamline every part of your business, from CRM and scheduling to job costing and invoicing. And with Greenius, the #1 training software for landscapers now integrated, you can build high-performing teams and use measurable data to make real changes within your crews and organization. Join over 3,000 contractors who trust LMN to grow their businesses. Ready to make a change? Head over to golmn.com and start your free trial today. What would be your biggest piece of advice? Because not everybody has a son that can come in and help start taking over the reins. But what would be your biggest advice for somebody who's maybe in your position or realizing that one day they will be getting that position where they have to start thinking about, well, they got to slow down physically. They need to be able to hand things off. What's the biggest piece of advice you would have for how do you find that right type of person that can become your right hand and then maybe one day take over? What's the biggest thing you're looking for?
I believe someone that, that really is invested in things, really cares about the industry, about you, personally. And the biggest piece of advice I would give all the contractors, especially the young ones out there, is you have to charge for this work. You have to, it's not, no one wants to do this work anymore. And you have to charge a fair dollar, and you earn it. No one's going to pay for your bad back down the road. No one's going to pay for your doctor bills, whatever. This is a trade. Take pride in it and do very high quality work, and charge for your work.
If we wanted to wrap it up on a final thought, we kind of talked about a lot of things, what 2024 looked like. It went very well for you. A lot of those leads come from word of mouth. Why? Because you've been focused on doing good jobs and charging appropriately, so you're getting the right types of customers. They know what to expect. Even though they know what to expect, you're still driving the conversation and selling the projects to them and consulting them on all the best things for them so that they can get the most bang for their buck. We talked about the challenge of bringing people in and growing the company. So we talked about maybe a bit of an action plan with some local trade schools to get involved and try to get a bit of a feeder system to your team. And then finally, the involvement of your kids in the business. And not everyone has kids, but at the end of the day, you want people who are going to be invested in the success. Do you think that they need to have a piece of that success in order for them to be really driven? Obviously, like we said, with your son, he's family, but if he was not your son, if he was someone from outside, do you think that you would have had to do things a certain way to get them to a point where they want to drive the business forward for you?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, obviously compensation comes to the forefront. And we try to compensate our team very well. Hey, it's like I said before, they're our lifeblood. And absolutely, profit sharing, things like that in the business, definitely motivates someone to, if they're not family, to have a vested interest in the business. And I think that's completely vital to do that.
Is profit sharing something that you do?
We have what we do. Yes, we do. We review our quarters, and then we send out quarterly bonuses to our team.
Okay.
And they appreciate that. We have health insurance for them. Lots of little perks that we do. We'll go to games, in the area, sports games. I'll take them out to the local smorgasbord. Things like that. Just team building exercises that are fun. So let's make it a fun environment.
Those quarterly bonuses are tied to performance.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So
what
are like the top 2 or 3 things that you evaluate for that?
Attitude, obviously. Well, first and foremost, they have to be good at what they do. Can't be making mistakes and all the time. Obviously we all make mistakes, but good, good at what they do, thinking ahead, 3 steps ahead on the project, and just their overall attendance, how reliable
So
are they?
attitude, execution in the field, and showing up every day.
Yes,
That's
correct.
kind of the baseline. And
Yep.
is that an individual thing or is that a team thing?
We've built, when I started the business, it was always my dream, and I believe we've accomplished it. We've built a very good team attitude, team first attitude. And to me, if you're not enjoying your work, or you're in a work situation where it's drudgery, you're not going to do good work. B, you're going to be miserable. C, you're going to be looking to leave. So I don't want that, in my business. And again, I believe we've accomplished, everyone enjoys working with one another, and we just have a good atmosphere.
So building a great team culture, good environment that promotes growth, promotes the right people. You have compensation packages that are tied to how we work with each other, and how often we show up.
Exactly.
You have ambitions of growing the business. People get the opportunity to grow because of those ambitions. And all of that is fueled by the fact that you're doing great work, but you're charging appropriately for it so that you have the money to do all those other things. So it still comes back to your biggest piece of advice. Charge what the project is worth, not charge what some other guy's willing to do it for, or what the customer thinks they can get it for, because the only person you're shortchanging in that case is you and your entire team, because you can't provide for them.
Exactly. And stand by your work. Do good work and stand by it. Contractor's only as good as the work that he does. And if there's any failures, it'll get around fast. So
yeah,
stand by
especially
your
in an
work.
industry that depends so much on word of mouth, you have to,
Yes.
you have to stand for your work.
Yes.
100%. Cool. Well, Rob, thank you very much for
Alex, thank
joining us
you.
on the show.
Appreciate it.
And if people want to follow you on Instagram or Facebook, or reach out to us, the best
We
way.
are on Instagram. My son, do you know the Instagram handle, Jed?
At Solid Rock Landscaping on Instagram. And anybody listening, if they're looking for a job,
Absolutely.
go to your website or just
Yes.
DM you on Instagram.
They can go to our website. They can actually call us direct to our office number. We're looking for rock star employees. So, and we're looking for someone that we can, we want you to come to us so that you want to build a career. We don't want a worker. We want someone that wants to build a career where you'll retire with Solid Rock. And our promise to you is that we will do our best to treat you like family and help your family thrive, and provide a good working environment. And I just want to thank Techo Block for everything they do, the ongoing education, Favor Pete, and our rep Rick and Alex. Alex has been on one of our job sites, and it's a really nice relationship that we've built with Techo Block, and I stand by their product. And it's honestly, being in the business as long as I have, I can attest that it's the best product in the industry. So,
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for the free plug. Appreciate it. All right, guys. That's it for this week's episode. Until next time, work hard, pave harder. And we see you next week on the Hardscape Growth Show. You've been listening to Hardscape Growth, a podcast for hungry professionals who want to grow their businesses and level up. Each episode is all about taking the next step in running your business, so make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on your favorite podcast player. And if you're finding this information to be useful, help others in your position discover us by giving us a star rating and leaving a comment. We'll see you next week.